welcome to the AUC Monday Morning News. This is anchor Bassant Salama. We start in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, where 4 suspects have been named in the apparent assassination of North Korean leader's half-brother Kim Jong-nam. Malaysian police held a news conference Sunday, detailing the age, nationality, and occupation of the suspects.
Thus far, 4 suspects has been apprehended. Number 1, a female by the name of Duan Thi Huang, DOAN-THI-HUONG, nationality a Vietnamese, age 28 years old, occupation an entertainment outlet employee.
Other suspects in the case are Muhammad bin Jalaluddin, a 28-year-old Malaysian, Siti Aisyah, a 28-year-old Indonesian woman, and Rai Jong Chol, a North Korean man aged 47. Naim, the oldest son of previous North Korean leader Kim Jong-il, died Monday after being attacked at Kuala Lumpur airport. Malaysian officials say Nam told medical workers at the airport that he had been sprayed with a chemical. He suffered a seizure and died shortly after. Malaysian authorities have not yet released the results of the autopsy. Dead bodies of at least 74 African migrants from various nationalities were still lying on the western Libyan shore on Wednesday, according to the Libyan Red Crescent. The bodies were found near the city of Zawiya on Monday, when they have drowned during the latest tragedy at sea along Persia's trafficking way to Europe.
مركز الشرطة الحرشة ومكتب الهجرة بالزاوية عن وجود جثمين لقارب غير نظاميين أو غير شرعيين بشواطئ مدينة الزاوية بمنطقة الحرشة بالتحديد.
The remained bodies have been bagged, however not removed from the shore, because there was no burial place assigned to move them. Around 120 people are usually carried in a torn rubber boat, which was found nearby the area. The Red Crescent's branch in Zawiya said there are bodies still floating out of sea, but it has not means to retrieve them. The International Organization for Migration said the traffickers took the engine and left the boat to drift. The President of Indonesia, Joko Widodo, visited Sydney for 2 days on Sunday with a state launch, making sure to strengthen the communication between both countries as it was in good shape. The 2 leaders, Ariel with the Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull, committed free trade and closer naval cooperation as they urged countries in the Asia-Pacific region, with competing territorial claims in an attempt to obey international law.
I'm glad to be able to visit Australia, our close neighbors, our important partner in the region. From all the activities that I had, I received a clear message on the commitment from Australia to further strengthen bilateral relations.
The Indonesian president also attended the signing of an agreement on maritime cooperation, which also includes the enhancing of maritime security and the protection of each country's borders, as well as improving the efficiency of shipping and combating crimes. The suspension of military cooperation on language training happened last month after an Indonesian officer witnessed as derogatory references to Indonesia's state ideology, Pancasila, in training materials which are being used at the Special Forces base in the West Australian city of Perth. Turnbull said on Sunday that he and Widodo had agreed to fully restore defense cooperation. Japan and Korea continue to assert their ownership of Japan's Sea Islets, which have been a long diplomatic issue between both countries. The Japanese celebrate their claim of the islets annually in Takeshima Day. Tensions between Japan and Korea increased recently after Korea had erected statues near Japanese diplomatic offices in South Korea of so-called comfort women, or Koreans who were forced into sexual slavery during World War II. During the annual celebration of Takeshima Day, the parliamentary secretary of the Japanese Cabinet Office, Shun-suk Muto, criticized South Korean groups of erecting the statue on the islet.
一貫して竹島問題の解決に向けてご尽力されていることに対し、心から敬意を表させている現状は極めて残念であります。また、竹島に上陸し慰安婦像を設置するとの動きがあることは、竹島の領有権に関する我が国の立場に照らしても、問題をさらに複雑化させる観点からも極めて遺憾です。
Outside the parliament, clashes took place between Japanese nationalists and anti-nationalist protesters who opposed the annual celebration, but there were no injuries or damage reported. 4 weeks into his administration, U.S. President Donald Trump attended a campaign rally in an airport in Melbourne, Central Florida. Similar to the ones held during his election days, the president's speech was filled with promises to revoke the health care law, criticism to the news media, and a playlist highlighted by the Rolling Stones, similar to the ones held during his election days. The president's speech was filled with promises to revoke the health care law, criticism to the news media, and played highlighted by the Rolling Stones.
The dishonest media, which has published one false story after another, with no sources, even though they pretend they have them, they make them up in many cases. They just don't want to report the truth, and they've been calling us wrong now for 2 years. They don't get it, but they're starting to get it. I can tell you that.
Trump supporters in the rally agreed with what the president expressed, saying that he represents their thoughts about these issues.
He's right on point because unfortunately most of the news media distorts it and twists it to their benefit. You know, they were hoping that Hillary was going to win, and she didn't, and now they're just running like chickens with their heads cut off because he's too fast. They can't keep up with him.
A heat wave is sweeping Chicago, where residents have been accustomed to dry, warm winters. The highest temperature on Saturday noon reached 21 degrees Celsius. Tourists and locals switched to going to water sightseeing, which has become a popular activity due to the continuing dry weather.
So shoreline sightseeing is providing a tour every hour on the hour from 12 to 5 p.m. This is our first day of operating because of the warm weather in Chicago, February 17th. Usually March 11th or March 17th. So we're about on track for a month earlier than average.
The dry weather is likely to break the record of days without snowfall in over 100 years in Chicago. Thank you for watching the AUC Monday Morning News. Until next time, goodbye.